Welcome to another day in the Matrix, waters above crypto. We're getting a red pill today in the market, but I have some information to share with you as to why this is happening. In today's video, I'll be going over a Gematria decode and breaking down some of the numbers that are bringing us this bearish energy today. And last night, I started the Gematria Masterclass for the Patreon supporters of the Mastermind community, starting with the decode of VeChain and showing my method of how I personally decode, and I use the numbers to find dates and price targets for the end of this bull run. Next week, I'll be decoding HBAR, Hedera Hashgraph, so if you're interested in joining the Gematria Masterclass, you could sign up at patreon.com/watersabove, and the information is in the description as well. So if you're new here, we do cryptocurrency technical analysis and combine it with Gematria, numerology, and astrology to understand these markets. Feel free to subscribe, turn on the bell notification to stay updated on when new videos come out, and make sure to give this video a like and share this channel with other conscious people to help grow this community. And for those of you that want to learn how to do technical analysis and combine it with Gematria, you can join my mastermind course. My email is in the description box to get in contact with me for access to the course. And with that being said, let's take the red pill. So, first things first, we're going to get a little bit into this decode today as to why this bearish energy is happening, and I've gotten a lot of questions about it, so let's just clear some things up. So for one, we're going to start out with the date being 7 plus 8 plus 20 plus 21. You guys know I always like to add up the date like this, and we get that 56, and that 56 comes back to the Society of Jesus with the 56, and I've been showing you how important this 56 number is and how ritual it's been this entire year in all of my videos. Also, the date is the 8th of July, which would be written as 7-8, and that 78 comes back to Jesuit with the 78. So this is important because today and tomorrow could be a little bit of volatility, and we just kind of have to deal with it, even though it's surrounding the new moon, which is typically bullish. And I'm going to break down a little bit as to why this hasn't changed and how we are still on trajectory to seeing our typical monthly fluctuations that we get due to the new moon and the full moon. Another thing about today is it is Thursday, which is Thor's Day, or the day of Jupiter. So this kind of makes sense as to why we're getting this volatility we're getting in the market. I've seen historically in the Bitcoin chart, Wednesdays are very volatile green days, and the Thursdays are very volatile red days. And this has actually been something I've been tracing back over the last couple of years in particular, but that's just a side note. So tomorrow being July 9th, or the 7-9 date numerology, that 79 comes back to Society of Jesus as well. You could see the 79 right there. And we're actually getting pretty close to this 191st day of the year, if I remember correctly. So, you know, we're just, we're kind of just in the eye of the storm. Another one we could do is 7-9-2021 for tomorrow when we get that 21. So when we add up the date as such, tomorrow's date equals that 21, and that also comes back to Jesuit with the 21. But more importantly, what it comes back to is Saturn, right, with the 21s. In Chaldean and full reduction. And I've been showing you how Saturn, Jupiter, and Venus run this market under the sun and the moon, and how they play a huge role in the financial sector and how they always have. Another thing about tomorrow is it is the new moon, and that new moon has amazing ciphers because it ties back to the 993627 connection, which comes back to Jupiter, 993627. So this is important because it seems as if today's that energy, the Thursday, which is the day of Jupiter. We are in the 27th week of the year, and we are moving through tomorrow, which has the 79 date numerology, which comes back to the Society of Jesus. It also adds up to 21 date numerology, which turns back to Jesuit. And I showed you how today, when you add up the date 7 plus 8 plus 20 plus 21 equals 56, which comes back to the Society of Jesus as well. So you guys remember I've said we are typically bullish 5 days around a new moon. which means that up to 5 days after, in some instances as far as 10 days after, like what we saw in February. So back in February 2021, and for anyone who's new here to my channel, I've gotten a bunch of people saying that, well, the moon cycle indicator didn't work in February, and I'm going to show you actually why it did and why it worked so well. And the reason why a lot of people were saying this moon cycle indicator didn't work in February is because they're not understanding numerology and gematria. They need to be able to apply those extra layers, which have a lot of significance into why the prices hit certain levels on certain days, even at certain times. So let's look at the February rally that we got back in the beginning of the year. And you can see the new moon was right here on the 11th of February, but the price for Bitcoin actually topped out 10 days later on the 21st. And that's not a coincidence, because remember how I've been bringing up that 21 number over and over again since the beginning of this video. Okay, so look at right here how this day is red, which is the last day of January, but then January 1st we have like this doji which reversed. So you have from the 2-1 date numerology of February 1st, written internationally as 2-1, all the way up to the 21st of February. So from the 2-1 date numerology to the 21 day in the month, the second month of the year, in the year 21 in the 21st century. Okay, this all comes back to the 21s, which are tied to Saturn and tied to the Jesuits. So again, we have the 21 bullish into the 21 in the 21st year of the 21st century. That is why we got that manipulation where we didn't get a perfect top around closely to a new moon. So you can see right here, we got the top. It was about 5 days later. Then you could see right here, pretty much the day of the new moon, we topped. Right here, within a couple days, we topped. And right here, within a couple days, we topped. And then every single full moon, we got a rejection. And then look at how perfectly we bottomed out in the full moon of February. So even though we came in late and went 10 days after, and that was because of the gematria and the numerology, from the 21 to the 21 in the 21st year, then we sold off directly into that full moon per textbook bottom on the full moon. Okay, so what that would be like, sort of like right now, would be us moving up from tomorrow, which is the 9th, the new moon, as far as the 19th. So we have time, and this is very important for us all to be patient right now, because a lot of people have heard about this moon cycles indicator, and they expect it to just happen exactly on the day of the full moon or the new moon. No one ever said that, and if people are out there saying that, they don't understand how to use this indicator, and they actually don't probably know how to do technical analysis either, because nothing can be perfect in this market when you have this level of manipulation going on. Again, I use the word manipulation in a positive light because manipulation is a good thing. It's only affecting you when you get emotional towards it. Manipulation is good. You just want to get on the right side of the manipulation. That's why I've told you guys you want to follow the moon. Be a wolf. Okay? So if you just went off these moon cycle indicators, you probably would have actually failed horribly in the month of February. But if you were understanding the numerology and the gematria of it all, understanding the strength of the 21 number in the year of 2021, you would be able to understand why this all happened the way that it did in the month of February. It was a very ritual date. So 10 days after this new moon puts us around July 19th, we have about 10 more days to see this play out. And I think that the dollar index, the DXY, is giving us some clues. So you've been hearing me bring up the dollar index quite often lately. That's because the stock market as a whole is looking very toppy. And the stock market could take about 6 months from signals of potential collapse into when it actually collapses. And that's why being able to read the charts and being able to understand the TA of it all helps you get ahead of the news and get ahead of all the theatrics that go on in this sector. So before we go on to the DXY, one of the most important findings I've found out in quite a while, go ahead and like this video if you haven't already, and go ahead and subscribe if you are new here and you like what we're doing. So we have something very awesome going on in the dollar index. I'm going to remove these moon cycles and I'm going to just pull up some of my trend lines, and we can see this beautiful rejection off of that trend line. Now, you've heard me say quite a bit, I don't like trend lines, and the reason I don't is because in crypto, they don't work that well. And I've seen pullbacks where we get false breakouts. And with Forex, though, it's a different story. With traditional markets, it's a different story. So let's look at this trend line right here. You saw me bring it up a couple days ago. Actually, about 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, before the FOMC meeting, I was telling you to look out for this trend line to the upside, because we can actually pump into it and get rejected, because we've seen it happen 2 times before. So since this trend line got its first rejection, we are about 280 days out of this being a confirmed trend line. So technically within Forex TA, you want to have 3 touch points to confirm, and we've had 3 touch points to confirm. But this is what's even more amazing about this. If I zoom out, look at how far back this trend line goes. So look right here. It was a support. It was seemingly a support until this cascading event to the downside. Even there, it was a support, because this right here was a deflationary spike due to the C-word scam and everyone leaving the stock market at once. And that deflationary spike to the downside was what caused this massive volatility in the dollar index. It's not typical to see so much volatility in such a short amount of time. But anyways, with that being said, you can see right here it was holding as a nice support. There it was a resistance. But look at where this trend line started. It started at our previous high when the dollar index was as high as 104 back on January 2017. So if you were to start this trend line back from basically day 1 to where we are today, we're looking at 1,650 days, which is approximately 4.5 years that this trend line has been working out really nicely. So all in all, this is a very long-term trend line. We've gotten 3 rejections, 1, 2, 3. This is a confirmed resistance now. What was a support is a confirmed resistance, and this would be extra confirmed if we actually see a short-term trend reversal. And what do I mean by that? Basically breaking below this previous wick on July 6th. Anything below 92 with a daily close would signal to me that we're breaking down. And ideally, I would like to see a weekly close below this 236 fib. And that could happen as early as next week, okay? Because that's not that far away. It's only about 0.6%, right? So those 2 conditions being met after this rejection would make me feel confident that this is probably going to head down to the lower side of the trend line. So that's about a 3% move to the downside, and that could give a lot of juice to the stock market, and that could actually make this market short-term bullish. But we just have to see how it plays, because this could range at this level on the 236. That's typically your best support, but it hasn't been working out so well in previous, it just hasn't been working out that well. So I wouldn't be surprised if this happens again, particularly because I don't see a noticeable market crash until Q1 or Q2 of 2022. That's in my analysis. I could be wrong, because anything's possible in the matrix, but I'm feeling pretty good about that. And don't expect this DXY to just shit to the downside right away. It has a little bit of time. I'm going to quickly wrap up this video after discussing the bonds, because the bonds are taking a, like, this looks like a Bart Simpson head. So will the bonds go all the way down to the 236? It's probably in the cards. And that is if the bonds continue to the downside and the dollar continues to get pushed to the downside, that is stock market bullish. So that would actually lead to more continuation in the market. And since we had such a massive increase in the bonds so quickly, it wouldn't be surprising to see it fall just as fast, because there's no support in these areas here, at least not short-term support, as you can see. We have no trading range in this area going back even from 2019. Just fell through it and then push through it, and now it looks like we have potential to fall through it again, potentially hang out at that 1 level for the 10-year yield. So let's move on to Bitcoin and then wrap this up. And all I want to talk about right now is this firmament dome. Of course, I have it on logarithmic right now. I have some of these key trend lines I've been talking about time and time again. We have the firmament dome being the major trend line that we haven't broke out of in pretty much almost a full year. Then we have this descending, what was a support, was the resistance back in February, like we were talking about earlier in the video. It flipped support, but then it broke through, and lately it's been a very bad resistance. And then we had this blue descending trend line, which is a resistance at this time until very recently. So you can see it started up out here, got the rejection, and then we flipped it. And today, even if I zoom in, we are literally on the candle body hanging out on that trend line. I would continue to imagine that we could move up bullish into the 19th of July because that's typically what's been happening all year. Again, it's not my opinion. It's what we've been seeing in the chart. So please understand that when I say we move up bullish into new moons and bearish into full moons, it's not Waters Above's opinion. It's what we're seeing in the charts. People need to understand that there's a difference there. I'm sure by now most of my supporters know that though. So we are very close to breaking this firmament dome. We got a touch point rejection back on the 7th of July. That's not, you know, random to me because of that 7-7 date numerology, which also added up to be 55, like I showed you in a previous video. And one other thing that I'm thinking about is this July 11th date, because that would be the 7-11 date, or internationally it would actually be written 11-7. And where do we see the 117? Bitcoin with the 117, and we've actually met the conditions for almost all of these ciphers this year, except for 72,000, of course. But that 117 number we haven't seen come into play yet, and we're finally there. We have the 11th day of July, and then we also have the 7th day of November, which hasn't happened yet. So I'm really intrigued to see how the next couple days are going to go in the market, because the 11th will be a Sunday. Bitcoin at the end of the day does come back to the sun because it is the creator, the data, and informational layer of this blockchain technology. Be really interesting to see how that goes. Basically, all I would like to see is a daily closure outside of this firmament is most likely blast off time. A daily closure above the firmament plus above this white trend line, even more bullish. But technically, if I had to take all these trend lines and all this shit away and just tell you price targets, 35,500, a daily close above that level, more than likely we're going to see a push up into the 236, and then daily closures above that, we're going to start to see a noticeable trend reversal, because after all, we have gotten a higher low in the structure, and that's just TA. So it'd be really interesting to see how this all goes, because it looks like we could be repeating February, where we have a later in the month top, and then short-term top, of course, a micro top, and then we pull down into the full moon like we typically do. So if you'd like to learn my strategies for reading the charts and combining technical analysis with Gematria, you could go ahead and contact me. My email is in the description. Last night we did our first decode for the Gematria Masterclass. It is now uploaded. It is the VeChain decode, one of our favorite CCP coins. And if you guys are interested in joining the Patreon to become a Mastermind community member, you could go ahead into the description of this video and find the link to that. Subscribe to our channel if you enjoy what we're doing here, working our way towards 20,000 subs before the end of the summer. Enjoy the rest of your day in the Matrix. Much love.